Everyone, how you saying? Is all right. So we're going to be doing a quick update with the under-23s. As you know, we're trying to expand in Newcastle Fans TV, so we're doing the first team, getting into the women's game, and we haven't done an update for the under-23s, and since it's an international break, just thought this was the perfect opportunity. So we're going to be going with the last three games, and the under-23s are absolutely flying at the minute. 3 wins from 3, and it's not often we speak positively about the under-23s, whether Neil Redfern, who's come in at the touchline, who's been on the touchline the last 3 games, helping Ben Dawson, because we don't know what's happened with Peter Beardsley. Has he took his I don't know, coaching rub off on the lads? Who knows? But it's a fabulous couple of weeks for the under-23s. We're going to begin with the Premier League 2 in a much needed win for the lads against Fulham. They ran out 5-2 winners, which is really impressive. This is the lineup that Ben Dawson went for. Freddie Woodman, and it was a back four of Cass, Bailey, Watts and Gibson. Then you had the 2 Longstaff brothers, Matty and Sean, protecting that midfield. And then you had the likes of Alan Sangare and Adam Wilson. And then you had Elias Sorensen. Obviously, we're going to talk about quite a bit in today's video. As I say, Newcastle blitzed them 5-2. Tom Allen scored early on. We've seen Elias Sorensen try to claim a hat-trick, but I think it's only going to go down to double in my eyes. And then Juanito come off the bench later on and scored as well. Obviously, you know, we did concede 2 goals, which this is not a massive shock to the under-23s. Our defence leaking goals. However, interestingly, Ashraf Lazar was brought on at half-time. An absolute blinder. Come on half time, he got 2 assists. He was getting the ball in, he's whipping it in. He asked to play. Him coming on shows that he wants to play, and he's trying to impress, whether it's Rafa or try and get a move in the January, who knows. But Victor Fernandez has missed the last few games. Just touched upon wingers since we're talking about them through injury as well. And I like Victor Fernandez. It's a shame that he hasn't been playing as well. But looking at the league table after that fabulous win over Fulham, Newcastle move up to 8th in the Premier League 2. 4 points away from a playoff position, because you've got to come between 2nd and 5th will go into the playoffs. And interestingly, Sunderland, who were relegated from Premier League 1 into Premier League 2, which we beat them 5-0 earlier on the season, sitting bottom of the table. The game after that, we played the Notts County under-23s, not to be confused with the first team. More on that in a second. Again, ran out 2-1 winners. It was a comprehensive. At the 2-1, you think it's close, but it was predominantly Newcastle. The lineup, change of goal, Nathan Harker, and then the back four of Matty Longstaff, O'Connor, Watts and Walters, and then you had Bailey and Sangare in the 2 holding, and then you had Carl Robert, Adam Wilson and Ashraf Lazar started on this one, and Elias Sorensen. And Newcastle ran into a 2-0 lead before half time. Again, you know, Ashraf Lazar whips the ball in for his 3rd assist in 2 games. Guess who's on the end of that? Elias Sorensen, nods home. Goalkeeper probably should do better, but the next goal is absolutely unreal. Carl Roberts, you know, talked about him numerous times on the channel, picks the ball up, he starts running in the defence, you know, and just blasts one into the corner. It's a fabulous goal, and Newcastle obviously did concede later on, but you have to say that was pretty comfortable. Notts County's under-23s didn't really threaten, and this is the Premier League Cup, this game, and it's Newcastle are in a group with the likes of Southampton, Leeds and Notts County, who have just played, and it's kind of like a Champions League format where you play 6 games and you play each other twice and the top 2 go through. In the other game, Southampton defeated Leeds 2-1, so we've only played 1 game each. And then most recently, on Tuesday night, again the under-21s this time, not the under-23s, slight changing of the rules, defeated Notts County's predominantly first team, Harry Kuehl's side, 2-0, a really impressive display. Let's take a look at the lineup. So first of all, no Ashraf Lazar, even though he has impressed. He was rested. No Freddie Woodman, he was with the England under-21. So Ben Dawson went with Harker, Cass, O'Connor, Watts, Gibson, Bailey, Sean Longstaff, Tom Allen, Matty Longstaff, Carl Roberts and Elias Sorensen again. And again, this is a different competition. This is a checker trade. Magpies versus Magpies at Meadow Lane. You know, League 2 side, as I've touched upon already, managed by Harry Kuehl. They're pretty disappointed. Don't get me wrong, Nathan Harker was forced into a few saves. But, you know, Newcastle scored early from when Tom Allen was brought down. Carl Roberts pushed the penalty straight down the middle. And then, you know, again, Elias Sorensen just kind of stopped scoring. He latches on to pass to Sean Longstaff, and obviously there's a video on the club's website, which if you jump on their website, you'll see the interviews and the goals, and he's sort of got a Geordie accent, which everyone's talking about on social media as well. But great, you know, Newcastle sit top of Group G. A draw against Grimsby will guarantee them top spot, and it's really bizarre how the Checkatrade league table standings win, because if you win in 90 minutes, of course you get the 3 points. If you draw, you get the point after 90 minutes, then it goes straight into penalties, and then you play for an extra point. So if you win that penalty shootout, you can claim 2 points from the penalty shootout win. But if you still draw the game but lose the penalty shootout, you still get the point. With me so far, but if you lose the 90 minutes, obviously you don't get 0 points. And Newcastle are practically almost through, and it's nice, you know, because the under-23s have struggled and the under-21s have struggled of late, and to bring good news and good vibes is really, really promising. And like I say, it could be Neil Redfern, but Elias Sorensen, you know, I picked him and I was really excited to see him right at the beginning of the season. He's stepping up for the under-18s and he's doing the business. You know, I think it's a good thing that Luke Chalmers went out on loan, because it's given Sorensen the opportunity to play as a striker, and he's made it his own. And he's banging in the goals for fun. You know, we talk about one strikers, you know, I know he's Danish, but you talk about players coming through the first team. Could he be the one? I think it's a little bit too soon at the moment. We'll just see how he develops for the rest of the season, and then probably more than likely be loaned out to see how developments goes. But Aflaj I've touched upon already, had a good game the first 45 in the first game against Fulham, getting 2 assists, got another one. He's been talking to Italian media today as well, expressing, you know, that he wants to go out and improve. But it's nice to actually bring a video where we're actually talking positive for a change for the youngsters as well. See yous, bye bye.